I'm Dr. Orion Taraban, and this is PsycHacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is a PhD in men. Ladies, this is an episode for you. If you are single and you don't want to be, it is time to go back to school. Now, I don't mean enrolling in a graduate program. In most cases, that's actually not a very good idea. What I mean is that you might have to invest some time, energy, and money into learning about men, like how they operate and what makes them tick. Now, you might hear that and think, Orion, why should I have to do this? Like, do men make an effort to learn about women? And I would say, yeah, they fucking do. Obviously, not all men, but I guarantee you there is a non-insignificant portion of the male population who hold a PhD in women. There are men who have made it their second fucking job to try and figure out what women want, how they operate, and what makes them tick. And they do this not out of the goodness of their heart, but out of a self-interested motivation, namely the desire to get more of what they want from women. One class of men who do this, who make it their vocation to study and understand women, are known as pickup artists. Now, that term by itself already grosses some women out. Like, some women really don't like the idea of these men. But what is pickup artistry? Fundamentally, it is applied behavioral psychology. Men go out and over hundreds or thousands of iterations allow outcomes to teach them what words, what tones, what actions, what behaviors work in order to increase the likelihood that women will be interested in sleeping with them. And that ultimately is what tends to creep women out. The idea that these men are manipulating women into having sex. And that's probably true, at least to some extent. Like, some manipulation is definitely taking place. But what's the alternative? Women aren't handing out sex on the street corner. And female desire is much more reactive than male desire. Reactive in the sense that it responds to stimulation. A woman might feel spontaneous sexual attraction for, say, Henry Cavill, but if you're an average guy, probably not. So if you're an average guy and you want to have sex, you have to kind of go out and make it happen. And you do this successfully by learning what stimuli women actually respond to. Not what you think they should respond to, not what you want them to respond to, but what they actually respond to. And this takes practice. These guys take courses, spend thousands of dollars on coaching, change their appearance, and suffer an incredible amount of rejection. They read books and listen to podcasts and watch YouTube videos. They make it their job to learn how to get what they want from women. And on some level, regardless of how you feel about pickup artists, you gotta kind of respect that. Like, they definitely put in the time. And that's the other reason why women generally don't like pickup artistry. It works. Obviously not all the time, but game absolutely makes it much more likely that you will get laid as a man. If these things didn't work, I don't think that women would be so upset. They don't like the idea that men can learn to do things that will increase the chances that women will sleep with them, because it kind of makes them feel like suckers for falling for their tricks. But on some level, that's fair. Like, if you put in the time, energy, and expense, then you should see some positive results. And women might balk, well, why can't men put in the time, energy, and expense into giving us commitment and being loyal? And I would respond, because that's what you want. That's not what men want. If men are going to go through the trouble and expense, they're going to do so to get what they want. Make sense? If you appreciate the insights on this channel, I would highly encourage you to get your hands on a copy of my book, The Value of Others. Over the course of 432 pages, I delve deep into my economic model of relationships and explain the behavior of both men and women in the game of mating and dating. I also provide a lot of actionable advice on how to get and keep more of what you want in the sexual marketplace. Once you read The Value of Others, you'll never look at relationships the same way again. Now available in ebook, audiobook, and paperback formats. The links are in the description. Now, let's look at it from the other side. I don't know a single woman who has gotten a PhD in men. Indeed, the idea that women might have to learn some skills and acquire some knowledge and change their behavior in order to get what they want from men is ludicrous, if not offensive, to the majority of Western women. And to be fair, women probably don't have to earn a PhD in men, mostly because men are far less complicated than women are. Men are often oversimplified, like it actually takes more than sex and a sandwich to win us over, but they are far, far simpler than women. So women wouldn't need to devote several years of study to understand men, but they could get a certificate in men, like an associate's degree in men. That's reasonable. Like some period of dedicated study would probably be helpful, even if it's significantly shorter than men's equivalent course. And why is this study required? Because just like the pickup artists, women can learn what words, what tones, what actions, what behaviors work in order to increase the likelihood that men will be interested in giving them what they want. And just like pickup artistry, this will generally require at least some degree of manipulation. But what's the alternative? Men, at least the men that women wanted from, aren't handing out commitment on the street corner. A man might feel spontaneous desire to commit to a fabulously beautiful woman, but if you're an average woman, probably not. So if you're an average woman and you want to get commitment, you have to kind of go out and make it happen. And you do this successfully by learning what stimuli men actually respond to, not what you think they should respond to, not what you want them to respond to, but what they actually respond to. And unpopular truth, if you aren't willing to put in the effort to learn those things, then why should men give you what you want? That would be like a guy who won't make an effort to be attractive to women just expecting that he should get sex from them. I mean, that feels really creepy and entitled, right, ladies? Well, from our perspective, it also feels kind of creepy and entitled when you insist that you shouldn't have to make an effort to be attractive to men in order to get commitment from them. Just like men, some of you might need to invest some time, energy, and money into learning how to get what you want. And if you do, your success will be fair. Like if you put in the effort, then you should see some positive results. Because in the absence of this training, in the absence of evidence or outcomes or strategy or system, what are you left with? A bunch of bullshit cliches that aren't true. If it's meant to be, then it will be. As if you can just sit tight and wait for your meet cute. If he loved me, he would try harder. As if his level of effort has nothing to do with you. A real man knows the value of a woman and will treat her like a princess and put a ring on it. Like all those things have to do with men. Where do you factor into getting what you want? Wake up. It is your responsibility to get what you want. It is not men's responsibility to give you what you want. You are not entitled to a goddamn thing. No one is. Most men are not walking around thinking, wow, I sure hope I can find a woman today to protect and provision. It's extremely rare for a man to spontaneously desire to offer a woman a lifelong commitment. It's inside of most men, but you have to kind of bring it out of us. By the same token, most women aren't walking around thinking, wow, I sure hope I get absolutely ravished in a nasty, disrespectful way today. It's pretty rare for a woman to spontaneously offer that super freaky milk to a man. It's inside most of you, but we kind of have to bring it out of you. And those who learn how to do those things tend to get what they want. So if you're a woman and you're single and you don't want to be, then it might be time to do something that you haven't done before. Pick up a book. Take a class, get some coaching, Put your pride aside and go out and get what you want. I know you can do it. What do you think? Does this fit with your own experience? Let me know in the comments below. And please send this episode to someone who you think might benefit from its message, as it's word-of-mouth referrals like this that really help to make the channel grow. And anyone looking to join my free weekly newsletter or book a paid consultation can do so on my website. The links to everything are in the description below. As always, I appreciate your support, and thank you for listening.